Greetings, everyone. Let me get y'all something to look at. People complain they don't want a black screen. So let's get a prop. That's the word. Let's find a prop for you all. That's what I'm doing when you come on and you hear that noise, that scraping noise. I'm looking for a prop, something that fits what I'm gonna talk about. I like this one. I like the cranberries. You know the cranberries. You know why I use cranberries? Oh, first off, greetings everyone. Welcome to Staying in the Light podcast. This is your host, Youngblood. They call me Kaiser. And we're a community dedicated to love, truth, peace, freedom, all that good stuff. And want to show you how we do it here. Some things you may want to do in your community. Some things you might want to talk about in your community. Because community begins with what? Family. That's all a community is, a collection of families. So if you find value in what we're doing here, you teach your family these things, and you grow into a community. Family who have same values. People who don't do that need to eat cranberries. If you don't follow any plan of action for your future, you need to eat some cranberries. What? Why eat cranberries? You eat cranberries because you're full of it. You're full of it, and the cranberries help detoxify you. Get all that poisonous waste out of your body that's contaminating your mind. Cranberries would do it. The fresher, the better. That's why I use cranberries to remind people to detox. Detox your mind. That's what we're doing here. We detox your brain. Because everything has been, man, you know, when I was young, I was obedient. I thought as a child, I was obedient as a child. I did everything people told me to do that was right to do. But when I become a man, especially an older man, I put away those childish things. I begin to question everything. Yes, that's what we do when we get older. We got a lot to talk about because we got a lot of experiences and we question everything. And now the point of the idea is to impart the wisdom to you, the young people. You see my face. You see I've got gray beard. Yeah, I'm not that young, but I got full of knowledge that I've gathered over the years. And I come here to share it because that's what I'm supposed to do. Why have knowledge if it's not to share it with those you care about? A lot of people come here, cuss me out, call me names, just use profanity. Yeah, because the knowledge is not for them. Otherwise, they'll be respectful. The people who are respectful, yes, the knowledge is for you. It's not for you. If you got to come here, somebody who's sharing something with you to elevate you, and you curse them, or you gonna get yours. You gonna really get yours, I tell you. Okay, what did they tell you to do? What did they tell you to do? They say go to school, get educated, stay in school, finish, get your high school. If you can, go to college so you can get a good job. Go to college so you can get a good job. Ding, 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 ding. That's wrong. That's the wrong thinking. When a good job mean a good you being a good slave. Why do you think they have bells in school to tell you what time to go to school? School start, the bell rings, okay? You on their clock, you on their time schedule. Because when you go to work, you punch in. Most jobs, you punch in. They will know what time you came in. Because now you're on somebody's time. I don't know about you, but even as a young boy, I was a terrible employee. I didn't like working for anybody. Yeah, I just rebelled against the idea. I didn't know why then, but I know why now. It's been working for yourself. You're supposed to be working for yourself. But when they tell you to get an education, they're really telling you to put yourself in a colonial school to be re-educated because that's the model. When the conquerors came here to our land, yes, this is our land, if you didn't know that, the first thing they did is say, we got to re-educate you. This is God, this is Jesus. They don't look like you. We can't trust your parents to teach you, so we're going to have a school set up. Yeah, we didn't need schools because everything we need to know, our parents taught us. But the schools are set up to re educate you, to teach you what the colonials, masters want you to know. That's not what you need to know, but what they want you to know to work for them. You got to speak the proper English, so we're going to teach you English. When your mother tongue may not have been English, but if you're going to work for me, you got to speak proper English. It's not our language. It's not our language in the sense that we have other languages. All languages are ours because we created all of them. But in the sense that we gave this language to the colonizer. Why do we give him English? Because it's the most deceitful, deceptive language. It has no father. It's a language that you can say there's a Greek, there's Latin, there's all these words, all these nationalities make up English. English is a combination of languages. It's not one culture, it's a combination of cultures. I won't say bastard language, but that could be a description of the language. And it's used to deceive. That's why there's so much negativity in the language. Okay, I'll give you an example. When you greet someone, what do you say? What do you say when you greet someone in this English language? H-E-L. Hello? Hello? What kind of greeting is that? It's universal, and people don't think nothing of it. But yet they tell you hell is a place of gnashing of teeth. and fire and brimstone. You don't want to go there. But every time I greet you, I'm bringing you there. And you think nothing of it. That's why we say we created this language for him, because there's always loops and things he can do. So let's get to the main point. The education system is set up for you to be a slave. Yeah, the way it's set up. And I'll tell you this because I went through the college system, and as my situation was no different. When you get out, even before you get out, you start applying for a job. Applying for a job. Asking somebody, can you work on their plantation? Follow their rules. Build their dreams. Sell yourself, sell your time to them. It's not about building your own dreams. No, you are an employee, which means it means slavery. I don't. There's no way nice way to say it. Employee is a slave because you got rules you got to follow. You can't do things you want to do. Yeah. You don't. You being paid. As a slave, the pay was to take care of you, to feed you, to house you, to shelter you. That's a slave. Didn't get no money. But the modern day slaves say, well, we're gonna make you think you're free because we're gonna give you money. So you can't be a slave and get money. Oh yes, you can. Cause what the money used for? We know you got to shelter yourself. We know you got to feed you. Oh man, this is so. I mean, it's a revelation. I mean, I see it so clearly. Let me tell you what should happen. We already know what's happening and how we got into this trick bag of working for somebody else. Let me tell you where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be you're supposed to have your own land, first off, taking care of yourself, growing your own food. That's your job right there. That's your work. And you learn as a child what your parents teach you how to run the farm. Now, if you're a modern person where you don't have farms, you still have businesses, or you supposed to have businesses. You're supposed to be an industrial person who run their own company. Then when a person goes to school to be a doctor or a lawyer, it's part of the family business. You need a doctor in the family, so you send your son to go be a doctor. You need a lawyer in the family, so you send a son or daughter to go be a lawyer. You wasn't supposed to take these skills and serve somebody outside of your family. You see how they got you missed? See how they deceived you? You don't think about family. You think you're working for somebody, getting paid is the way you're supposed to live. They're actually paying you to be a slave. And you say, okay. So this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to change the model. I'm talking to young people out there. I'm always talking to young people. Because old people my age, man, you can't change them. They're set in their ways. Yeah, when they go, yeah, all that old thinking gonna go too. So I'm always talking to the youth, and I'm talking to my community because the other community they already doing it. They don't need me to teach them. They already doing it. Anybody who you go send to college, get educated, they already got a job in their family. Why would you go be a nurse for 30 years and can't take care of your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather, your cousin? You don't know what to do. As a nurse, you should know how to keep somebody outside of the hospital. But as a nurse, you're gonna put somebody in the hospital. What did we send you to school for? You see, it's a lot of madness going on. Get you some cranberries, y'all. If y'all can't understand what I'm saying, or if you find it hard to digest what's being said, use some cranberries or something to detoxify yourself. Get all that junk out of you so you can think clearly. So, young people, structure your family now as a business. That means you got to be producing something. You got to have some skill, some trade. If you're a plumber, if you're a brick mason, whatever, you contract yourself out. That's different than being a slave. Because when you contract yourself out, you make the terms of your employment. If you don't like the deal, you don't have to take the deal. You're free to choose who you're going to contract with. Yeah, that's how you do it. You don't go to somebody working in their company as their slave. Your company is your family is your employer. You working for your family, so you can only be an independent contractor. So if you don't have a skill where you're independent contractor, that's the first thing you should do. Make all your children, all your family people be independent contractors so they can sell their labor, not their soul. And then when you send someone to school, when you send a child to school, he's coming back to work on a family. He's coming back to work. He don't have to go look for a job. No. The family's going to send him to school to learn how to do business. If you have your children go to school, go to college, and they ain't got to look for a job, you have failed them. And it doesn't really make sense because you're the one who's sending them to school. Why would you send someone to school? I'm talking to the people in the family now. Parents, why would you send your child to school? Your funds, your money, and then give them over to somebody else to work for. The intelligent thing to do is say, okay, if I'm gonna send you to school, you're gonna come back and work for us. Pay off this debt. That's why we're sending you to school. We need a doctor in the family. We need a lawyer in the family. So you got a job. We don't need you to work for somebody else. If your child got to work for somebody else, you have failed them. But you can correct it. It's just making it to make all your people contractors. Okay, I think I said enough. Thank y'all for coming by and talk with you later.